Hello, welcome back to Meta Munch Hour. This is the November edition. Yeah, holy shit, does time fly.
Well, we hope to do 2 in October, but war broke out.
Yeah, we wanted to increase the frequency of our episodes to 2 a month, up from 1 a month, to try and be, I don't know, try and be a bit more active.
And then the world was like,
yeah, and then everything went to shit in our country. But this is exactly why we're here today or tonight to record, because the show must go on, and we wanna escape reality for like an hour plus, maybe hour 20 minutes, however we feel like. And yeah, that's it.
Under that statement of escaping reality, you will have to excuse our first topic. It is.
Is it our first topic? You want to jump right in?
Pure escapism.
You want to jump right into the yeast? Are you
Yes,
sure?
yes.
But it's yeast.
Exactly. We need to get this out of the way.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
We have to get it out of the way.
I actually
introductions.
Yeah. I'm Inconsistency.
I'm Werewolf.
Yep. Yeah. So there's this chick or girl or woman, whatever you wanna refer her to her as.
Is that how she?
I don't know how she refers. I have no idea
how she identifies.
She obviously has zero self-respect, so I have no idea how she'd love me to refer to her. I'll be honest, but yeah, she's the most successful female streamer in the whole streaming stratosphere. Now I know this is not directly.
No, we're talking Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch TV, Kick, YouTube. YouTube she doesn't stream, but
I'm sorry for being an old fart, but what the fuck is Kick?
Kick is like the new Twitch competitor.
After Mixer?
Mixer is dead.
Exactly. That's why I said after.
Yes, but Kick is already a lot more successful than Mixer ever got, which is funny if you think about it, because Kick is created by a bunch of I don't know the exact, by the way, specifics, so I'm not gonna go into it, but I know that it was made by a bunch of ex-streamers, Twitch streamers, that got banned from streaming in Twitch because all of the new rules that are being added to stuff that you can't do anymore, right? Everything has to be very politically correct, and people get offended from anything today. So they kind of got banned from there, and they were filthy rich from all the streaming they've done on Twitch. They were very successful, and they basically created Kick with another company, which is a gambling company, which I forgot its name.
Surprising.
Yes, and it's a very questionable streaming site, and all the Twitch rejects go there to
exactly.
to
This is funny because you showed a point of view at the beginning of. These are guys that were just trying to express themselves, and Twitch was like banning them for saying controversial things that are just controversial in today's climate or whatever. And then you're like, man, but that thing is fucking shady because these guys are not legit.
Yeah.
It's like 180-degree turn.
Oh yeah. That Kick is basically any kind of gambling you want to check out is there. There's like a bunch of thoughts, just like ladies with very minimal to wear in showers or in jacuzzis, showing their asses off and tits off.
So this is
getting thousands of subscribers and a lot of money.
This relates to what I was about to ask. Maybe you can explain
back to the
this
yeast.
to me. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So
before we even get to the yeast.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because you were just saying she is the most successful female streamer on the Twitchverse.
Yeah, I was just trying to explain the relation to gaming, basically.
Yeah.
Because it is the same universe, you know what I mean? It's the same world.
Twitch was a gaming streaming platform. Today it's everything.
She also plays games every now and then. Yeah.
And when she's very successful because people like watching her. Yeah?
Oh, yes, sir.
I don't understand this.
There it is.
I know her. But
I'm showing you the beer, bro.
I don't understand this.
This is the beer.
like if I want to consume, okay, you know, the female body, let's say, okay, like I'm in the mood to see some hot naked chick.
You go to porn site.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or if I wanted to be a bit more personalized, like her approach, because she's talking to them, you know, there's interaction.
Yeah.
You have OnlyFans.
She has OnlyFans as well, I'm pretty sure. I'm most certain she has.
But that's what I mean. So go to her OnlyFans. The Twitch
because in Twitch,
fandom that grew around her is peculiar to me.
I mean, what she does is she strikes from all angles, which is smart. She's a very, listen, I'm gonna talk some shit about her, but nothing is going to change the fact that she's very successful at what she does. And she's a pretty savvy businesswoman to have been doing this for many years and surviving all the bullshit, you know, stuff that Twitch does. She got banned like 100,000 times from pretty much every platform because she does pretty crazy shit on stream, like questionable shit. And she has probably a pretty young audience looking at her and doing all this crazy shit, you know, degrading herself, degrading other people around her, just being ridiculous. But it doesn't matter. She is filthy rich. And she's smart. She does what she does, and she's very good at what she does. I don't like what she does. I don't agree with what she does, but I can't deny her success in what she does. You know what I mean? Now,
this is all good and nice. I was not asking you to explain her angle. I get her angle completely.
Yeah, but
I am asking why the audience likes this.
Most of her audience and most of her success started from Twitch TV.
Sure.
And when she grew and other websites started making streaming platforms, she went to them, checked them out, like Kik and stuff like that, eventually after getting banned. And she also started her OnlyFans, right? So that's where she does the more blatant shit. Like, OnlyFans is basically nearly porn. It can be porn.
What do you mean nearly? It's porn.
Yeah, I mean, there's all degrees of, there's some softcore shit there, there's some hardcore shit there.
You got everything,
yeah. But it's people that you have some sort of...
It's Patreon, but with sex. Come on.
Yes, but there's a meta-social, parasocial aspect to it where the people feel like some connection to her. Like they're...
Exactly. This is the same in Patreon.
Yeah.
In Patreon, you also interact with your creator.
Yes,
the one that you
Twitch is the granddaddy of all that. That whole interaction, the whole Twitch chat. Twitch chat is like an icon, like a meme in the culture of today. You know what I mean? When you say Twitch chat, you don't necessarily mean the chat in Twitch. You mean a chat in a platform that does streaming. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what
I did not know that. Okay.
No, I mean that's the degree where the effect that Twitch has on our culture today. It's such a huge fucking website that got bought by Amazon for like a ridiculous deal. I don't remember how many billion they paid for it, and I don't like what they do, where the direction Twitch takes. But it is what it is. It's another fucking corporation now, you know. Anyways, back to Amouranth. That's the name, by the way. I don't know if we even said it.
We didn't.
Yeah, she's. I'm drinking a beer right now, as you can see, in honor of this.
As I can see, not you, the listener, can see.
In honor of today's first story, which you haven't even gotten to yet. Amouranth, the streamer, that lady, she decided that she wants to make beer, her own beer company, like a small niche beer company for her hardcore fans.
Yeah. Well, she can't make a lot of beer.
No, I mean, yeah, it's very season
dependent. Even by amount. It's not like...
Alright, just say it. Fucking you say it. Say it.
So in the fermentation process of beer, you have yeast, which is a
not just any
mycological...
yeast. Not just any yeast.
No, generally I'm speaking now.
Oh, yeah,
beer.
Okay.
When you make beer, you put yeast inside the wheat or whatever it is you're fermenting, because it breaks down the sugar. Yeast is like a type of mushroom that breaks down the sugar, fungus, that breaks down the sugar to carbon dioxide and energy for itself. And the carbon dioxide is exactly what... and alcohol. So the carbon dioxide is exactly what you like in the beer, the bubbles.
Yep.
And the alcohol is the byproduct of that fungus eating. Yeah, the fungus basically eating the sugar.
Yep.
She says that her beer will be using vaginal yeast. Her own personal vaginal yeast.
Oh, my fucking Christ.
Okay, vaginal. All people have the fungus that makes the vaginal yeast at females. We all have it in our intestines in some level, but your body and the bacteria in your intestines usually keep it to a level.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a vaginal yeast in the case of females, or even in males or anyone, if you have a yeast infection, it means that your body was either with a weak immune system or something destroyed your intestinal bacteria. Sometimes you use medication, antibiotics, whatever, and then that can create, the yeast can get out of control, and then you need to take care of it. When it's not out of control, collecting it would be challenging because it's not in large amounts and not in accessible areas. So for her to, I'm not an expert, okay? I'm not a doctor or anything.
Oh God.
Not a doctor. But I have not been in the Mossad for 13 years.
Why did we decide on this subject as the first subject of the day?
If she gives you vaginal yeast, this makes me think that she probably has that infection. So she needs to get treated.
Yes. And
not make beer.
Now, if it's a successful vaginal yeast beer, she needs to make more vaginal yeast quickly so that she can, make...
You think she's going to get volunteer girls and have a vaginal
yes,
yeast
sir,
farm?
I do so.
Vaginal yeast farm?
Yes, I think she's going to get...
She's going to start a new term, vaginal yeast farming?
Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. Either that...
FYF.
Either that or she's not going to take a shower for like months.
VYF.
She's just going to stop taking showers for months.
It has nothing to do with shower. It has nothing to do with hygiene.
Oh, really? Are you sure about that?
No. I told you. It has to do with the bacteria and your immune system, basically.
All right. So she'll go get a bunch of STDs, all right? Maybe that'll get a bunch of vaginal yeast and maybe some bonus stuff in there as well to give her fans. I mean, who doesn't want some vaginal yeast in their fucking beer, bro? I know I do because it's vaginal yeast and I want it in my beer. What the fuck is going on, bro? What the fuck is this world?
You don't know.
What is this reality that we're in, bro?
You don't know. It's like... maybe it gives it a nice sour tinge.
Oh my fucking Jesus Christ!
Look. It's like when... in my time in the army, we'd stop for falafel at some guys...
Don't you say yamba, bro.
No, but okay. We would stop for falafel at some guys, and the driver of the truck would always go like, you don't know what this guy is putting in your falafel, could be peeing in your falafel. And me and the other guy would look at him and say, look, it tastes really fucking good. So if that's the secret...
Hey, listen, are you saying there's a chance that the vaginal yeast beer is going to be absolutely fucking amazing?
That's what I said. Maybe, just maybe.
Maybe it will be drowned out by
even if it's a very small chance.
Listen, it could be just a marketing trick. Now I'm talking realistically. It could be just a huge marketing trick and it's gonna be just...
No, it can be trick. If she promises that this is used and then she doesn't use it, this is false advertising.
I mean, she did some pretty bad shit in her career, so I wouldn't put that past her. I mean...
No,
she somehow always gets away with it. I didn't say
if she can or cannot do it. I said if she does it, it's false advertising. She can get sued.
Yeah, but couldn't she get sued by putting vaginal yeast inside her beer?
Not if
people drink it.
If she says it up front, I don't know.
I mean, doesn't the FDA need to check stuff that you sell to people
I'm not sure
who consume it into their bodies?
That's what I mean. I'm not sure. I'm not sure there's a problem with it if you digest it.
What?
Because like I said, this is something that exists in your body, in your intestines anyway.
Oh, so you're saying it could be edible?
Yeah, it might be that
dangerous. Not dangerous.
As long as you don't rub it on your penis, for example. I don't know. If you swallow it,
you know they're gonna rub it on their fucking.
Look, if some kid decides to jerk off with that beer, that's something else.
The 13 to 14-year-olds, okay, they will pour the fucking beer on their dicks when they jerk off because they're incel fucks that watch this woman on Twitch for 24/7. They watch her sleep. It's creepy, bro. It's weird, bro.
Oh, I'm so epically face palming right now.
Oh my god.
Do we have anything of constructive to say in this subject?
Yeah, I hope it's very successful. I'd buy that for $1.
Oh man. We know nothing of the new RoboCop game, but it looks nice.
It was a good excuse. It was a good excuse for me, this story. The only reason I put it in the fucking notes, bro, because I wanted to drink beer during the podcast. That's it. That's the only reason, okay? Moving on to the next subject. Yes. Moving on to the next subject. Vaginal yeast, we're done with it. I'm deleting this shit.
Hopefully forever.
Yes. We'll keep you updated if there's developing news about this fascinating story during this time. Okay,
Mr. Inconsistency.
Sir, yes, sir?
You have been playing a lot of Cyberpunk.
Yes, sir.
How many hours are we talking about here in the...
I think I...
In the
new
expansion.
No. Okay, so so you know how fucking slow I play games, bro. I take my fucking time, alright? I explore, I do everything. So only today did I scratch the very, very beginning of the expansion. All these hours, 80 hours, around 80 hours, maybe less, maybe more.
You call that slow?
No, I mean slow as in I take my time in the game.
Yeah, you're basically saying you just finished the main story.
I haven't even finished the main story. I just finished most of the...
Isn't the expansion after the main story?
No, it happens pretty much... It happens near the end of the main story. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And so if I finish the main story, I need to restart?
Sorry?
If I played the main story and finished, and now I want to play the expansion, I need to restart?
Yes, I'm pretty sure... Actually, I'm not sure about that. You know what? I'm actually not sure about that, but I do know that there's like direct effect on the ending of the game. If you do Dogtown is the new area, the new expansion. If you do all the main quests there's like a huge effect on the main story quest. It gives you more options. So there's really... They give you a lot of motivation to do it before finishing the main story, but I'm not exactly sure if they demand that you do it before, you know? I didn't get that sense. I got the sense that I can continue doing... you know what? Yeah. For 100%, you don't have to do it. You can just go and do the main quest, and probably I just don't know if after I do the main quest, meeting with whatever in Embers, I forgot her name. That's the last quest that you do in the main quest, in the main plot quest of Cyberpunk. If you finish that shit, I don't know if it lets you go back to do Dogtown, the new expansion content. That's the only thing I can tell you. I can tell you that I can choose now either to go to Dogtown or do the main quest. And there's very good reason to do the expansion before you finish the game. It affects the main game, for sure. Also, I know that you should probably finish all the side quests. That's the reason I haven't gotten into Dogtown yet. Because I read on Reddit that people advise that if you want the ultimate playthrough, story-wise, to get all the lore and all the options with all the characters, you should probably finish all the side quests, like the character side quests, like with Panam and Judy, and then go into Dogtown, because then you'll have more options to talk with them about what is going on with you in Dogtown. So I finished all the side quests. I finished most of the gigs, not all of them.
You're playing a dude?
No, I'm playing this playthrough. I'm playing actually a girl. Yeah, a woman.
And who you gonna romance?
Judy, probably. I already did. I haven't actually, but I have the mission coming up to romance her. I did all the right things, but there might be...
It felt natural, right?
Yes, it did. It's very
It
good.
progresses very well.
I have some...
I mean, it shows... The way it builds up to that relationship, it feels very natural.
I agree. I just don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't played
Yeah,
it.
sure.
We're trying to keep it very vague. But yeah, it does feel very natural. But I do have some... You'll be surprised. I do have some issues with the game still. Even
criticism.
I do. And valid criticism.
That's fine.
Very valid, which surprised me. I didn't expect to have so much. I thought it would be more... After all this time, all the patches, all the corrections, the thousands of fixes, I thought it would be more a complete experience, and it still has a bit issues here and there. However, it is a 1,000% better experience than I had when I first played it when it came out in the state that it came out, like 3 fucking years ago. So I am getting
so you're saying there's an improvement, but if you compare it to other games in the gaming space today,
it does give you a unique experience.
It's one of the top games.
If you buy in to the world and the character and the story, you're gonna have an amazing fucking experience because the atmosphere and the story and everything will get you. And then the action,
that's what I mean. Because you said it's not a complete experience with some of the flaws. There's some bugs.
There's some annoying bugs.
That's what I'm saying. They're annoying, but all in all, you're saying it's still an immersive.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Okay. I'm not. Don't worry. This is like I'd say this is one of our main subjects we're gonna talk about today.
Sure.
Because I want you haven't played the new version of this game yet, as in patch 2.0 plus, because there's been like 2 or 3 patches since then, small patches. Fixes all the stuff in the expansion. Anyways, I played it for the first time since like 2.5 years ago. A complete new playthrough with a female character, so I get and a different life path, right? I used to be a street kid, now I went a corporal option.
Corporate.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm very much enjoying it. It was it's a very fun path. It's a lot more enjoyable actually than the street kid for me. The beginning, I mean, and the whole experience. I'm getting my corrective experience, I guess, for how I felt about the game when I played it like 3 years ago when it came out. It was in such a broken state, and in retrospect, I should have definitely waited and not played it for so deep into it. I should have just stopped playing when I realized how broken it is and be patient, be a patient gamer that I am today. Back then, I wasn't patient enough, and I paid the price. It ruined the experience for me. And even today, that I played the game completely new playthrough with all the new bug corrections and stuff that they added to the game since I played it. There's a lot of new stuff, new quests, new weapons, stuff like that. There's still issues with the game, man. It's not a perfect experience, but it's so much better. And I won't be talking about the expansion, but I will talk about the game itself, and you can ask me questions because this is perfect. You put a lot of hours into this fucking game, at least 100, right?
Yeah.
And you played it before the big patch, the 2.0 patch. I played it like you did, but in the broken state, so I won't even talk about that. But I played it like an 80 hours playthrough so far in the new patch. And there's huge difference. Huge gameplay difference. The story is the same, the quests are the same, everything about that is the same. You got some new quests, you got some new gigs here and there. You got some, you get more random stuff that happen in the streets. You see more gangs chase each other. There's like vehicle combat now. It's a lot cooler. The police now chases you with cars. That's pretty fucking cool. However, the criticism about that, the police is a bit too finicky, a bit too aggressive. If you like run someone over by mistake, not even run him over, like touch him a bit, sometimes a police will just immediately start chasing you, which is a bit weird in the world of cyberpunk where everything is so brutal.
Yeah,
like, violence is like commonplace, you know.
That issue was there when I played too. Like you just touch a guy and he's like, my life.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
It feels like, actually this is how I looked at it as when it's playing. I didn't look at it as a bug. I looked at it as like, those guys that jump on your car to get insurance.
Oh yeah.
So he's just playing along, you just touch him and it's like, insurance money,
and now the difference between when you did it is now they chase you. You can't just, run around the corner. They literally chase you with the car.
Over there then, I'd probably load because it would get you in trouble with the police, like serious trouble.
Yeah. But once you get to a certain level when you can like double jump and stuff like that, you can easily lose the police. You just hide in some rooftop or some shit. It's very easy.
Double jump?
Yeah, don't you know there's a double jump option?
I don't remember.
Well, now there's also dashing. You have the ability to double jump and dash. You can basically like be maneuver in the air and do some crazy shit. It's really fun, man. It's really, really fun. You can you can slow time, right? You can slow time while in the air and shoot people in the head. You know what I mean? Like in slow motion. It lets you. The power fantasy is great. I was afraid. They said that one of the biggest changes in 2.0 is that everything scales up. All the content scales up to your level, which is a difference from when you played it. So I thought that would make the game too, like, it won't embrace the power fantasy because everything will be challenging. Every street dog that you're supposed to dispatch easily because you're all chromed up and fully decked out with the biggest and best weapons, you should be able to destroy easy street dogs. Not just, I'm not talking about Militech or anything like that. I'm talking about street dogs, right? But I was afraid about that. But nah, man, you get so powerful, and I only now reached the expansion, so I get even more abilities. Makes me even more powerful. But I think the expansion has more powerful enemies as well, so we'll see about that. But in the main game, I'm just ripping through shit, and I'm playing at a very hard difficulty. I started with hard. It was fun. It was challenging for the first 30 levels. And then when I started getting good weapons and I had a good build and I was starting to know what I'm doing, I was mowing shit down. So I raised it to very hard. And it became challenging for a few levels, but then I'm still destroying everyone. However, it is you still die. You'll die more often. Things can slip out of control very easily. People will do a lot of damage if you play it very hard. You will get still a bit of a challenge for sure. But a challenge is not the reason you play Cyberpunk. That's not the reason I play this game. Not to be challenged. I play this game to feel the power fantasy of being this absolute crow-made, absolute beast, powerful unit of a mercenary that destroys everything that stands in its path and feels like an unstoppable force that everyone should fear. And I'm getting that power fantasy exactly. I'm getting exactly that.
An infamous mercenary.
Yeah. Yes, and not infamous, even beyond infamous, like Adam Smasher. You're like a legend. You're a living legend. Yeah. Like a Johnny Silverwood. You are a living legend, and you get that sense. Silverhand. Sorry, yeah. You get like the game does a very good job of building your legend slowly. You also saw that. That doesn't change.
How do you like his acting?
You know what? He got a lot of criticism and a lot of shit about his acting, and He did about in his acting, yeah, in general, because
I didn't read that. I never read into this stuff. So
Keanu Reeves always he himself never said he's a good actor. I love Keanu Reeves. Everyone loves Keanu Reeves, but I wouldn't say he's a good actor. He's extremely charismatic on screen, but he's not a good actor. Same you could say about Schwarzenegger. Extremely charismatic, amazing at what he does. I wouldn't give him dramatic, serious roles, if I can help it. James Cameron used him in the perfect fucking...
I don't know. In True Lies, he was very...
He is so charismatic, man. He's an amazing actor. Don't get me wrong. He is amazing at what he does, except in acting. Now, Keanu Reeves is exactly the same.
I don't know if you've ever seen his social media. The guy is funny as fuck.
No doubt. Listen, I look up to people like Keanu Reeves and Schwarzenegger. I do. I grew up on his movies, just like you.
And that Keanu is like a super, super nice person.
Extreme. That's why I look up to him, because he's so famous. But from everyone, I haven't heard anyone ever say anything bad about this guy ever. And he's also very modest, and he lives like...
he uses the bus. He stops to talk to homeless people.
He uses the subway, the bus. He lives very humble and modest. He's a very mysterious character as well. He almost doesn't do any interviews about his personal life or give any... He only talks about the movies, that's it.
Yeah.
He does his job and go home. And he does it very well. He's an extremely gifted physical actor, as in he does not all of them. Today is pretty fucking old, but he does most of his stunts.
Looks the same.
Pretty much, yeah. But he does most of his stunts. To this day, both him and Tom Cruise, that's their unique ability to do. And they're a dying breed, by the way. I don't see anyone else doing that these days.
Jackie Chan.
He's also a dying breed. They're all pretty old. They're all in their 60s, getting into their 60s. So, anyways, what I'm trying to say, he's very good at what he does, but he's a limited actor. However, in Cyberpunk, in my opinion, and I'm being extremely honest, I think he does an amazing job.
Yeah,
he's acting good. He's actually acting.
Yes.
He has to act. He can't rely on his on-screen charisma, because it's a digital representation of him, and also he's playing an asshole. He's playing an asshole, a character that you're not used to see Keanu Reeves play ever in anything. Yeah. So, and he does it very well. He's actually I buy it. I completely buy it. I buy it that he is some punk rock renegade that hates the corporate world, and he's like, he's like this bad boy. I buy it completely.
Terrorist.
And a fucking terrorist as well. I buy it. An anarchist, basically an anarchist.
Yeah.
I buy it completely. And that's a testament to his acting. which is very funny to me to say because I don't hold him in high regard when it comes to acting. But when it comes to voice acting, I think he actually has a lot of talent, man.
How many missions have you done where he takes over?
I've only done the one where he talks with Rogue.
Yeah.
That's the only one I did where he took over.
Okay.
Before because now I'm entering the expansion. I want to do the expansion. By the way, after you do the main mission, the first main mission of the expansion, you can go back to the open map, the area, finish anything you want to do. That's what I'm going to do because I have some gigs around to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to, because once you enter the new area, it unlocks new abilities as well in your new perks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the biggest difference for me in the game, other than performance, the performance is very good. They really improved the performance. It's actually ridiculous. It was such a horrible state. You don't even know how bad it was.
Nope.
Yeah, the performance is the game performance is much better, and I think the biggest change is to the whole combat / perks / attributes. They rehold that whole thing, and I think you're gonna love it once you replay it again. Whenever you're gonna love the new combat system. It makes you feel a lot faster, a lot more powerful. You can do some crazy shit. You can literally be a fucking cybernetics ninja / samurai, slowing time and just chopping everyone's head in slow-mo. It's just so fucking awesome. You can dash in the air in slow-mo while shooting people with your fucking shotgun. Just crazy shit. You can it's crazy, man. You can build heavily into explosions and throw a bunch of grenades everywhere, explode everyone. You can hack the shit you can do. I haven't touched the whole hacking Netrunner build because it's the least interesting for me.
Yeah.
I like the combat. I like going in and killing everyone, right?
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, the little I've seen, the net running is a lot better now as well. You can do some crazy shit without even moving from your spot. You can just destroy a whole base of people with your fucking mind, bro. It's crazy. Anyways, yeah, I love the combat. I love a lot of new system they added to the game. I love the fact that the whole clothing stuff you're not forced into using certain items of clothing because you don't like how they look, but you want their attributes, their bonus to your. There's none of that anymore. There are some items that give you small, epic items or iconic items that give you small attributes or small little bonuses, but it's not worth it if you don't like how it looks. You can easily change it. You won't feel any guilt or because you're already extremely powerful.
Yeah.
And you can basically wear whatever you want to wear, and you can also save outfits, which is cool. You can save an outfit for every occasion. So if you have a mission that requires you to be fancy,
that's nice.
You can choose your fancy outfit. If you want to be stealthy, choose your stealthy outfit. Stealthy in your mind. It's very role play. It's very immersive.
Yeah.
I
was missing that.
Yeah. If you have any questions, by the way, go ahead because I've been talking for too long now.
No, if I would have had any questions, I would have asked. You and Dark Show, he criticized the RPG elements. Has that changed?
Listen, this is not a pure RPG game. You know this. This is an action RPG.
Sure.
Action RPG. Yeah. The RPG elements are good, but they're not nearly as extensive as people thought it would be when the game first came out. People thought it's going to be more like. I think they thought it would be more like Deus Ex and less like GTA. You know what I mean? In the action and the.
I haven't played any GTA, so.
And have you played Deus Ex?
I mean, I've played GTA back in the 90s when it was 2D car driving from the top.
Yeah.
And running people over.
The biggest issue with Cyberpunk that people like a grouper said, a lot of people agree with Dark Show Grouper's critique of the game not being the decisions that you make not having enough of an impact on the story, or the decisions that you make don't change the dialogue or whatever the character you talk to does or say to you. And I agree with that to this day. This is a fundamental design flaw in the game. It's very simplistic. Most of the dialogue choices will lead to the same exact. And I checked this. I reloaded choices just to see what the character does different. And not always, but most of the time in the main story or even in the side stories, the decision doesn't change anything. The end result is exactly the same. Not in all quests. Some quests does indeed change the story and change your character interaction, yes, but not nearly as much as people thought it would be, and that's why I think the people like Grouper critiqued the RPG elements of the game, the decision-making elements of the game. I think I can't speak to this because I haven't played it enough, but from what I understand from the reviews, which are glowing on the new expansion, they corrected that in the expansion. They took that criticism to heart and made the expansion a lot more RPG heavy, as in your decisions about your abilities and your character decisions and your dialogue decisions are a lot more, what's the word? They affect
impactful.
Yes, thank you. Impactful, exactly. That's what I understand from the reviews. I haven't seen it for myself, but I am primed and fresh in my mind now to see how it compares to the main quests.
All right.
Yeah. I will say, this game's biggest strength is without a doubt the city itself. The whole atmosphere of it, the music and the sounds, and you can almost smell
It's
it.
Immersive. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
immersive,
It's
especially if you
very
have
immersive
yes,
experience.
yes, especially if you have modern PC, where relatively modern PC with good hardware, you can really do some ridiculous shit with this game.
It looks amazing.
It looks fucking amazing.
Feels amazing. I tried. I really did. I like immersion. I really did try to drive in first person.
Oh yeah,
it's impossible.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the driving feels a lot better now. They really
It was okay for me.
So
the
now,
first time.
I remember it. It was it felt floaty, and you always had to overcorrect when you turned. I played with the controller.
That's why you did motions with your hands for a controller, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but I also tried playing with mouse and keyboard, and I didn't enjoy that either. So I actually prefer playing. This is one of the only games that is first person, and I actually prefer playing it with.
That's what I mean. You even comfortable aiming?
Yeah, of course, because you have auto aim. You have like an auto aim option. That, yeah.
What's the fun in that?
I mean, you still need to aim to the general direction, right? You still need to aim.
What's the fun in that?
I mean, for me, it doesn't matter, bro. I don't play this game I don't play the game for a challenge, man. I play, even though there is an element of challenge.
And I'm not even talking about the challenge now. It's you're an FPS player.
Yeah, so what? Again, this is a single-player game. I don't care about... There's no competitive element to it. You'll never catch me playing with a controller a multiplayer competitive game.
Sure.
But a fucking single-player game where I can sit back on my fucking chair, recline back with my legs on the fucking, sofa and a beer on my fucking...
You can do that with a keyboard and mouse too.
Sure, especially mine. They're wireless. And I did
Exactly.
that. I did that. But I just... When I compared both of the playstyles, I found that playing with the fucking controller is actually more immersive because I can control the speed in which my character always walks. You know what I mean? I can walk a bit slower, a bit faster, or something you can do with keyboard and mouse. You can only walk or run or crouch. With the fucking controller, you can control your speed, which sounds very trivial and stupid, but when you play such an immersive game, it's actually pretty fucking huge to walk into a scene or
You're blowing my mind right now.
What do you mean?
Controlling the pace of the character? It's not just walk or run?
No, of course not. I mean, you have to... It's something you don't understand about... There's a reason I love playing with controller, man. There's a reason I love playing with controller. Okay? So many games. I don't play all games with controller, but any game I can get away with it, I play with a fucking controller because it's such an enjoyable experience. It also makes most games...
But why don't they just make one half of the controller? I want to control the aiming with the mouse. I want to walk with the controller. Instead of the numbers.
I mean, you can kind of do that. I mean, listen, you can do something like a game like this. You can do something like you can drive with the controller and like...
I just need a lever for the walk speed. That's it.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't even, this time around, I'm trying to walk a lot more than I did last time when I played the game. I'm trying not to drive most places. I'm trying to walk. If it's close, relatively like 500 meters away, I'm going to try and walk there. Why? Because there's so many stuff usually to do in the way. And if you don't play with, I try to immerse myself even more. I sometimes turn off not always, sometimes I turn off when I feel like it. I turn off the minimap.
Yeah.
And I turn off most of the HUD elements just to be completely immersed in the fucking game. And it's a lot funner because when you go to a job, especially if you run there and not drive, all of a sudden one of the fixers calls you and tells you, listen, while you're in this area, I see you're close to this area, there's a job I need you to do. It's great. It feels great. It feels more...
Great, but my reply is, how the fuck do you know where I am and why are you following me?
I actually didn't consider that. But then again, it's cyberpunk, right? It's all about, having...
Yeah, but you're like this shady merc. You're not supposed to be...
Yeah, it's a good question, actually. Yeah, I haven't considered that. Yeah. No explanation how they know where you are at any time. But yeah, it works. It works in the game, man. Anyways, I'm very happy about it. There's some issues. There's some bugs. Even bugs in the fucking... There's still an issue where you sometimes go around the quest that's supposed to activate, and a character that is in the quest, supposed to be in the quest, is missing. Just literally missing, but the quest is still going on. Like, you see someone talking to an invisible character.
I haven't done it.
You can't talk to it, you can hear it, and the only way to fix it is to load to a save before that. That's the only way to fix it.
I haven't run into that.
I've run to that a bunch of times. I've also run to missing textures that just disappear, become black for no reason.
Oh, I think it happened once when I had to reload because some character was missing.
I'm not talking, it doesn't happen often. Don't get me wrong. But I'm still nitpicking here because this game had so much time and so much fixes that every bug that I encounter, I get mad. Unreasonably mad because in my book, this game has no more chances. That's it. Fuck that shit, man. It had so much time they had so much time to fix it. So every time I encounter a bug, I say, how the fuck did you miss this shit, man? You had so much time to fix it. But I know I'm overreacting. I know. It's just because I'm still sour and mad about how my first experience with this game was. And hey, man, you can't blame me. They dropped the ball hard when it came to the release of this game.
I can blame you whatever I want.
The redemption mark is complete. I haven't even played the expansion, and I'm already telling you that it's worth playing again. Without even playing the expansion, it's worth having a new replay. Despite my issues with the game, it's a fantastic fucking game. I'd give it, so far, I haven't played the expansion yet. It might raise it more, but right now it's a solid 8 out of 10. And that's high for me personally. I don't give a lot of games a lot more than 8. So yeah, you can play it in the future, and you're probably gonna enjoy it immensely. Unless you have any questions.
You've never done the romance quest with Judy.
No, I've done with the Pan Am last time. Yeah. Have you done with Pan Am? Have you done the quest?
No, because I played a girl.
You should. That's another thing you should do because she's hot as fuck.
I know. I was so mad when she turned me down as a girl.
Bro,
she was like, "Nah."
Listen, I don't give a shit. I don't even give a
girl.
shit. Listen, I don't even give a shit that I'm a 40-something old man.
Come on.
Every time she talks,
her that
bro.
way.
Every time she
when
talks,
you meet her, she's like
why is she leaning
over that
Why
fucking
is she leaning all the time?
Leaning over that fucking car. And
with
like,
those
oh,
tight pants?
Come on, exactly. No, and they have like the sides,
bro.
exposed.
She has the perfect ass.
Yeah,
it's the perfect ass.
the perfect digital ass.
How it's like Al Pacino said in Heat, and she has a great ass. Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah,
Anyway,
they know what you're doing.
I was gonna say, so you're in for a treat. The Judy quest is really good.
I mean, last time I did the diving quest with her, right? Where you go dive together.
Yeah.
But only I tried to make my move, and she said, "Fuck you, you're a guy."
So the diving quest is there even if you don't romance her?
Yeah, because you can still be a very good friend of her, just not fuck her. You
I
get
didn't know that.
This is exactly.
I thought it was the romance.
No, this is exactly what happened to me with Pan Am. She cockblocked my female. I
told her, let's.
I mean.
She turns it down. You're like,
with an ass like that, bro. With an ass like that, it doesn't matter if I'm a female or male. I want that ass. I want to tap that ass. So I told her, hey, Pan Am, let's get down. You like me. I mean, you always.
And she was like, no, don't ruin this friendship.
She said,
fuck you.
No, you don't have a dick, so no. And that's that. So it is what it is, bruh. I know your friend doesn't like when I say it, but it is what it is, bruh.
The Tavarish.
The bra, I mean, the bra part he doesn't like.
Yeah. Tavarish.
Yeah. Anyways, what else do you want to talk about?
Hey, I played something else that is not The Witcher.
No shit. Did you finish The Witcher 3?
No.
Don't you always finish a game before you move on to the next game?
I'll tell you what. I installed like a very simplistic game, one that I could play with Steam Link on the iPad.
All right.
Because, like I said, sometimes you're just around the kids or whatever, and you can just go and put the headphones on and disconnect from the world.
Yeah.
So I can fucking play The Witcher on Steam Link. I can, but it would be impossible to play it properly.
In what? Play it in what?
Steam Link.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
like turn-based games or games that are simpler, it's no problem.
Okay.
So to use the terms of our late and idol, John Bain,
Total Biscuit. Rest in peace.
Rest his soul. He loved roguelike games.
Yeah.
Okay, and he coined the difference between roguelike and roguelite.
He got me into those games.
So the game that I had installed is roguelike.
What is it?
It's called Shattered Pixel Dungeon.
I haven't heard about it.
It's like I said, it's these simple roguelikes are usually like this.
Wait, can you explain?
Very pixelated, simple games that are RPG, and
where you die and you come back.
That's the light part. That's the roguelite. All of the roguelites are like that.
Can you explain?
The roguelike, what makes it roguelike is that exactly like the rogue original, which means every move you make, the enemies do one move. It's very, very turn-based. These are the rogue games. So roguelikes are always the same genre. You have a character, which is usually RPG, and you move, they move. You move, they move.
So it's turn-based?
Always.
And
roguelikes are like this. Because the original Rogue game was like this.
And lights?
You make a move, they make a move. You attack, they make a move.
Okay, alright. I didn't know that, okay.
Those are roguelikes. Roguelites took only the permadeath part and expanded it to all kinds of genres.
I see.
So these are called roguelites because they only took the permadeath from Rogue, not anything else.
Okay.
Roguelikes are in the same spirit of you make very turn-based, and this is very strategic. You basically in intense moments you make a move and then you think. Because you have lots of items and lots of abilities, and if you've progressed a lot, it's important. You're like level 25.
Right.
You've spent 6, 7, 8 hours on this fucking run, and you could lose everything and start over.
So the game you're playing. What's the name again?
Shattered Pixel Dungeon.
I
think something like that.
Is it new? Is it a new Rogue? Is it a Rogue?
No, I think it's a few years old.
Is it Roguelike?
Yes.
Okay, so it's turn-based.
Yes.
Okay, so again, just to make sure I understand you, a game like in the audience as well, a game like Hand of Fate. Is it a roguelite or a roguelike? I think it's a roguelite, right? Because
Hand of Fate is roguelite at all? Is it permadeath? You have loads.
Don't you have like? Don't you?
You could load the game and save.
Yeah, I can't remember that.
I think, yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, okay. So
okay. You had like the map and the run, but that game, I never failed once.
Okay, I see.
I didn't feel like that. Roguelites, like the proper ones, are hard. You die in your runs. The whole point of these games is that you have progression between the runs. You find like something that makes the next run a bit easier because you have like something that improves your character between runs.
Yes, like Hades, right? Hades
Hades.
Right?
I'll tell you roguelites that are not very traditional, for example, a few that I liked. There's that space simulator one.
Oh, I know exactly.
It has a 2 now, which is not a roguelite, but the first one was super roguelite.
Wait, is the new one?
Everspace.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
Everspace 1 was a space simulator roguelite.
Yeah.
And it was nice. They tied a nice story to the whole idea of why you're starting runs over, something with clones. Very cute. And it was a space exploration. You basically...
What's the startup one? The Rogue... I think it's a... I'm not sure if it's a light or... I'll be honest, I'm not sure which genre... I don't know. But the one where you have a spaceship, you can unlock new spaceships. It's top down. It's very basic graphics, pixel, I think graphics. And
FTL?
FTL, yes. Is that not roguelite?
Yes, also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that game. I used to love that.
Yes, very strategic. You pick like a path.
Yeah, it changes every time.
You have decisions. This is a different kind of roguelite. But yes, this is a roguelite because you have permadeath. Between runs, you unlock new races for the ship, new modules, new whatever. So there's improvement in the game between runs.
Yeah.
This is the classic roguelite scheme. Some games do it very differently, like Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah,
which is also considered roguelite because it's got permadeath, but this one is a different permadeath. It's you have characters and it's not the whole game. You're not expected to completely lose the game.
Yeah.
But all just have a very hard time with the characters in the game and the mini. It's like mini runs. You have like an overarching game and mini runs to the dungeon. So it's different.
Yeah. Do you remember? I think you asked me about Darkest Dungeon 2, like in our first podcast or something like that, like a while ago. Of this year, I mean, and I told you that I'm enjoying it a lot, but to be honest, now that time has passed, I haven't touched it nearly at all, and if I compare the hours I invested in the first game compared to the second game, it's not even close. So to answer your question, no, the superior game is definitely the first game. The second game is very fun for the first, 50 hours, and then it gets very, I don't know if repetitive is the right word, it gets very bland, and you don't have a lot of motivation to go back to it right now. Maybe they'll add something in the future to make it, but there's not, the whole base building aspect of it is gone, and I find that it was very critical for my enjoyment in the last game. I didn't understand it before playing the second game. It's a lot more like emphasis on combat,
and strategy.
I thought I'd enjoy that, and I do, but once you do it a bunch of times, you're missing something, and there's something that's missing there to get you to play it again, like the first one. The first one was a lot more frustrating, I'd say. I'd say the first one is more difficult and more frustrating, but also a lot more addicting than the second.
That the first one had like a threshold where it was impossible, and then they had a patch, and then it became bearable.
Yeah. I never finished this game to this day. I have never finished, and I invested a lot of fucking hours in this game. I've never finished it, and I'm okay with it. It's one of those games, it's one of the only games that I'm feeling completely okay not finishing, because it's not an easy game, and it requires a lot of fucking time and investment to finish it. And
I finished it. But,
and a lot of frustration as well.
I had the unfortunate coincidence. It has nothing to do with the game. The game was amazing, and I finished it, and I loved it. The last dungeon, like the last hour of the game or whatever.
In the darkest dungeon.
Yeah. I played when I was really, really sick.
Oh, shit.
Like I was on sick leave, but I needed a distraction. So I said, let's finish the game. And I played it and finished it. But I felt so bad. Physically. Yeah. When I played, it just left a bad taste. Like when I think of the game and the ending, I go back to how crap I felt, It's just what
your experience.
Yeah, exactly. The impression remained.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. But I know it has nothing to do with the game.
Yeah, it's like watching a movie when you're in a really bad mood or like sick.
Yeah, exactly.
It will reflect on your opinion on the movie probably.
Sure, because our memories are imprinted by emotions.
100%.
Of course.
So this pixel game, the name again, I always...
Shattered Pixel Dungeon.
Yeah, so what about it? What makes it unique in this realm?
I don't know about the realm. I am not a very...
I mean, you played a few games.
A few, not a lot. That's what I mean. It's not like I play them all. There are a lot of roguelites.
A lot. I haven't played all of it as well. I mean,
but I will say this: we spoke about Witcher 3 and single player and great story and great graphics and everything you have to say about Witcher 3. And then I played 5 minutes of this fucking pixelated, turn-based game that is super simplistic in graphics and
Yeah.
And I was hooked.
Really?
I Witcher 3 got neglected for like 2 weeks. I've played the shit out of the...
What made you aware of the game itself? Some review or something?
I don't remember. I put it in my wish list.
Because there's so many games like it. That's what I mean. There's so many games. What made this one?
I remember that I was browsing the shop in Steam because something was on sale or something came out of early access or something like that. Something piqued my interest.
Yep.
And then I thought it looked nice. And then it was some roguelike or roguelite. And I was like, you know what? I haven't played a good roguelike in a while because I have a few I like. There's one, I keep recommending roguelikes, called Tales of Majayal. Okay? That one is hardcore. It's like an old school RPG where you can get to a level 100 or whatever. And it doesn't matter. You can get to level 60 or 70 and fucking die and restart. And you're just like, oh my God. So that game I played and stopped and played and stopped.
Right.
Because you can't.
Yeah.
You get so far and then you die and you're like, fuck that. I'm not starting another run.
Yeah.
It takes forever.
I know that feeling well. I mean, I love, there was a very long time where I just played only roguelites and roguelikes. Like I played all the genre. I love that genre. But at some point I realized that I'm like, I always like, I mean, I enjoy my time with those games, but I never really, except like very few far in between, like Darkest Dungeon and stuff like that, like one unique game that I really connect to. Most of them I forget about them like a few days after I finish playing them. They haven't left a huge impact on my head, and the reason I finished them is just to...
Look, they have these games to be good. They have there's a fine-tuning balance there of keeping it interesting between the runs.
Yes.
Because then you do 1, 2, 3 runs, you're getting to know the game and everything is new and it keeps you.
Yeah.
But then if there's
no
real progression
Yeah.
between deaths, if you feel like you're bashing against the wall,
becomes frustrating.
Exactly, and you give it up.
Yes, and most of those games, they have that area that you reach that point at some point.
Yeah.
Where you bash your head against the head. Your head against the wall.
Which is why some of them do it by unlocking new classes or whatever, and then it keeps you picked because you're trying new things.
I love that shit. I love trying
exactly.
new shit. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So some games overcome that with having a large arsenal of classes or things to try out. And some really have a good progression outside the game. A game I will recommend, which is a RogueLITE, not a RougeLike. I enjoyed it very much.
Cool.
Not impressive graphics, very... it's first-person shooter, okay? That's what I'm saying.
Is it?
It's a first-person shooter.
I didn't even ask you what
but very... something between Minecraft and a little more improved than that.
Oh, that sounds terrible for me.
Listen, it's fast-paced, very fast-paced, very brutal, roguelite, permadeath. You unlock new classes for your first-person shooter. It's very, very enjoyable.
I believe
it's
you.
Called,
Believable, it's not. It's pixel graphics. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called...
Pixel Dungeon something.
No. This is the first-person thing.
Oh. It's a different game?
Dude, the Pixel Dungeon is RPG.
Okay, shit.
You can play a warrior, a rogue,
and it's top-down?
Top-down, dungeon.
Okay, so
it's a dungeon crawler.
The other game is, what's its name?
First-person shooter, and I'm trying to remember the name now.
Is it a boomer shooter?
No. I told you it's fast-paced. Doom is fast-paced.
Of course it is. All the boomer shooters are fast-paced usually. Of course it is.
No, Doom is in no way fast-paced.
What the fuck do you mean?
The original? Nah.
What? You just run around and destroy demons. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's nothing like the new Doom.
Yeah, in the new Doom you have dashes and you can jump.
That's what I mean. Like the modern ones are really, really fast-paced.
But Doom,
this is the same.
Doom is a fast shooter per like definition.
I will remember. The name will come down. Okay?
Only Doom 3 was like a slow, fucking like a horror vibe to it. Most of the Dooms are fast shooters.
Then I will have to say super fast-paced. Okay. Like I'm talking about you never stop. This is the kind of games that if you stop, you're in a problem.
So is it like Risk? Sounds like Risk of Rain almost. If you ever played Risk of Rain 1
I haven't.
It's the same, you like...
Is it also roguelite?
Yeah, it is. And things keeps ramping up. And if you stop, like, enemies will just spawn on you and fucking kill you. You can't stop. You have to keep going. And the longer you go, the worse things get. So you have to find the exit
So this one is a little different, but the idea is the same. Basically, you go from room to room. When you get into a new room, it will open the new exits after you clear the room.
Okay.
Kind of like Binding of Isaac.
Right.
Okay, but instead of top-down, it's first-person shooter.
You have to remember the name of the game if you're gonna recommend it.
I will. So when you're clearing the room, then it's very fast-paced because you got enemies, and every enemy is different, and they shoot at you, and they move from place to place, and you got platforming, and you can only hold one weapon. So the drops, they change the weapon, and every weapon is very different.
Yeah.
So every playthrough is very different because you don't always find the same weapons, and you have different classes that you play, and they each have a special ability, one special ability or something. It's very, very something redneck. It's called Immortal Redneck or something like that.
Oh, Immortal Redneck? That's the name of the game? I gotta check that shit out, bro. I have to search this in real time.
I think that's what the name.
That's a fantastic fucking name.
Anyway, it's very, very fun.
Oh my god, it's a real thing.
Immortal Redneck. I was right. Bro, this game is amazing.
Bro, just
roguelite, you die, you start over.
Listen.
You clear levels. It's very fucking good.
Listen, you didn't even have to talk all day. You just would have told me the name of the game and that's it. I would have fucking checked it out. Immortal Redneck. That's such a great fucking name, bro. Hell yeah. Immortal Redneck. I love it. All right.
I enjoyed it very much.
Okay. You know what I wish? I wish there would be a really, really high fidelity, high graphical fidelity, high production value, roguelite game, like from a Triple A, or it doesn't even have to be Triple A, even a double A studio that makes really good games. Like invest a lot of fucking money.
But some of them had okay graphics.
I mean, yeah, but
look,
you can't compare.
Darkest Dungeon is not like super high fidelity.
Listen,
but that game had an amazing atmosphere.
Wouldn't you love playing a game that looks something like I'm like fantasizing now, but wouldn't you love playing a game that looks like Cyberpunk, that is a roguelite element, that you die and you get stronger, you get new weapons with Cyberpunk graphics and immersion added to it, bro? Holy shit. That would be amazing. I feel like most of the roguelite and roguelike games are all like from small studios and are usually very light on the graphics. Doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Iratus was okay on the graphics.
So
it's not Cyberpunk.
Which one?
Iratus.
Oh yeah. Iratus. It's a cute game, but yeah, you can't compare it. I mean,
no, that's what I said. It's not Cyberpunk.
Not even Cyberpunk.
It's okay graphics.
I'm not even talking about any game that's considered good looking. Any game, like fucking, I don't know, Assassin's Creed, whatever. Any game, I feel like these games can capture even more of an audience if they use advanced physics and graphics and technologies that you have today, ray tracing, stuff like that, in a game that is completely roguelite or roguelike. I'd buy that shit, you know what I mean?
I'd buy that for a dollar.
I mean, some games do that. There was a game, but I haven't played, but everyone I talked to said that I should play it, by the guys who made Prey. The game is called Prey. They made, before that, they made Dishonored 1 and 2, if you know the games.
Yeah.
So it's those guys. I forgot the name.
Dishonored 1 I played and was amazing.
Yes.
I think even 2? No.
Yeah.
I played 2. But 1 I played and completed. This is a Bethesda game.
No, but they haven't. It's not developed by the.
Whatever, Bethesda game.
Listen, you need to distinguish between fucking Dishonored 2. Look at the reviews of Dishonored 2, man. It's also very, very good. It's Arcane Studios. Bethesda is the publisher. So Arcane Studios are they used to be very good at making these sim-like games. And
sim-like?
Yeah, it's immersive sim. That's the category of these games. Games like
what? This is a stealther.
Immersive sim.
A stealth assassin.
That's how it's called. Immersive sim. Games like Deus Ex, because you also have RPG elements into it. You have choices. You have dialogue. It's not just pure. It's not like Thief. It's not pure fucking stealth. You know. And you don't have to play stealth.
It was fun.
You have to. You can play combat. You don't have to play stealth. Anyways, what I'm saying is, immersive sim, that's how it's called, this genre is called. They were very good at those games. They made Prey, which is a game I haven't played, but everyone says it's an amazing game that we should play. It's on my playlist for sure in the future.
Isn't it like...
It's another immersive sim. It's in the future. You're in some stranded space station, and you're fighting some alien force.
Wait, is it the horror?
Horror / action / immersive sim.
Yeah, that's why I didn't touch it.
Anyways, the thing about it, everyone is saying it's an amazing game, right?
Yeah.
And it's gotten great reviews, and the company made an expansion to it, a DLC, which was basically a roguelike or roguelite, expansion to the game. They took like a segment of the game and they put new mechanics in it, and they added the mechanic of dying and coming back and learning new abilities every time you die.
Yeah.
So you have some progression. And everyone said it's called Moon Crash, I think. And everyone who played it said it's fucking amazing. I wish there was more like that. I wish there were DLCs to Triple A games or Double A games that have very good graphics and cool mechanics and physics and good modern technologies. And that the DLC are focused on like roguelike or roguelite. I don't know why more companies are not doing it. I feel like it would be very successful.
Yeah, maybe. We're gonna finish with the industry discussion. Yeah?
Industry news, if you will. So this is a very bad time for being a game developer or working for a game company. Doesn't matter which one. Doesn't matter how big it is. Doesn't matter how small it is. Actually, the small ones are actually safer, I'd say, but the bigger ones are not. This is something like I think we touched about it last time. That you said that it happens every year, which is correct near the end of the year. But this year something is different. Something is very different. First of all, you're seeing high-profile people getting let go, not like minor workers, like people who designed games, successful games in the past are leaving. Game directors, game designer, quest designers, composers. What the fuck? That never happens. Bungie is letting go of their main composer, the guy who made the music, the iconic, absolutely amazing iconic music of the theme of Halo. The whole Halo franchise has this theme, the amazing theme where every time you start the game, with the vocals and all that shit. They fired him. They fired the guy, and they fired all of them. I think you can talk about it more in depth. They fired them near the end of the year, right before getting some of their severance bonuses, stuff like utilizing stock options and stuff like that.
Oh, you mean they did it in a scummy way?
Yes.
Surprising.
Yeah. Something is really disgusting this year. More layoffs than usual.
It's always disgusting.
Yeah, but this year it's more disgusting because it's a record year in income. Like, these companies make so much money.
Blizzard always boasts record sales and
then
income and then fires hundreds of
but
people.
now it's industry-wide. It's crazy.
Because you have a recession.
A crazy recession. Yes.
But these companies want to show perpetual growth.
They have to.
Exactly.
They put themselves in it.
It's the stupid capitalistic myth. And because they want to do that, if the book doesn't balance out and they want to show a bit more growth, then they fire a bunch of people, which makes better projections.
Yeah, their customers are no longer the player base. Their customers are the stockholders. That's their customers. And the customers must have their satisfaction, which means bigger number than last year. It doesn't matter how you get there. As long as you get there. And that's it. And that's how cynical and disgusting the industry has become.
The fact that you have a company like Microsoft, who
we haven't even talked about that. It's official now, right?
Who swallows the largest third-party developer in the world for $70 billion, and at the same month fires 3,000 people because it says it doesn't have any money. It's a fucking joke.
Oh yeah, they did make.
They fired thousands of people and they bought a company for $70 billion.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And they want to tell me that what? They don't have money?
Somehow the prices keep going up in everything, not just in gaming. By the way, in streaming services, they keep picking up the prices in everything. I released my Netflix subscription. They keep raising the fucking prices for no reason. You don't get like this amazing content all the time. You get a good show every now and then. That's it. It's ridiculous, man. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is there is a blatant abuse of the whole COVID bubble situation that came out of the shutdown, the quarantine. Everyone was in home. Everyone had spare time to play, to invest in live service shitty games like Destiny and Destiny 2, which is the games Bungie are dependent on to exist these days. And they invested a lot of money in those games because they thought this will continue forever because they're stupid and don't think even a month forward. They thought that this whole COVID reality will be forever for some reason. I don't understand. They didn't think whatever happened once the COVID is over and people are released back to their normal life. And then there's a huge recession.
No, but what do you mean?
And inflation.
What do you mean they thought it was forever? They don't need to think that it's forever.
I know, they made their money.
Exactly,
they made their money.
This is how they do things.
They made their money.
They squeeze the cash out and then they fire everyone they need. They close everything they need. They don't give a shit.
When I say they, I mean the businessmen, the money makers. Not the developers, not the people who actually make the work, who do the work.
Look, bro, this is the...
Corporate.
This is like the biggest bullshit of the capitalist society that we live in. These executives make so much money, and they can't fail. If the company does badly, they fire people. If the company does well,
they fire people.
The executive never loses money.
Oh no, they
gets a bump. They always get bonuses.
They get bonuses, bro.
They get less bonuses or more bonuses, but there's always bonuses.
Yes. This is a major difference, if I may. This is a major difference between Western ideology when it comes to capitalism and Eastern ideology. which of course
You talking Asian?
I'm talking about. Let's talk about Japan, because Japan is very special in this issue. They are very good at taking responsibility for the failure and either stepping down themselves. The CEOs of a company will either step down themselves if something really bad happened.
Is Nintendo Japanese?
Yes, of course.
Nintendo fired a bunch of people.
Yeah, but sure. But listen, compared to the Western companies, you can't even compare it. You have companies, if I remember correctly, I don't remember if it was Sega or Capcom.
Which is not very, the Sega name is not amazing.
Again, it doesn't matter. They do have...
Bandai Namco, is that who...
Yeah, they do, yeah. Listen, they have a lot of issues. I'm not saying they don't have their issues. They have issues. Konami is also, yes.
These are not good companies, bro.
Capcom is a very good company.
They're greedy as fuck.
Capcom...
Their dive into NFTs.
Oh, not anymore. That's done. That's done with.
But that's what I mean.
Now, you can say that about any company. Ubisoft tried to do that shit. I mean,
Ubisoft is a good company.
Yeah.
Yves Guillemot, he fucking did sexual harassment.
Yeah, but
come on.
The difference is in Japan, a lot of the times, the CEO will either take responsibility and reduce his fucking salary or resign. This is never.
This happened once, and
no, it doesn't happen
the
once.
entire.
It doesn't happen once.
Culture.
It happened a bunch of times in Japan. This is just, it's part of the culture. It's something that taking responsibility, and it's like
it's only Japan.
It's the whole harikiri or seppuku thingy. That's the whole. It came from this. Taking responsibility.
Probably. I'm no expert in Asian culture, but you said East-West. This is only Japan.
Okay, sure. What I'm trying to say is, you have an example of how you should act in situations like this. In reality, what happens is these guys get a lot more money, a lot more bonuses in the end of the year, and they fire most of their fucking
This is what I mean. Whenever companies like Activision Blizzard, where fucking Bobby Kotick makes so much fucking money, he's a billionaire.
A multi-billionaire, I'd say.
And the bottom money-making people in his company can't afford to buy fucking food in the cafeteria. Okay?
It's ridiculous.
This is a crime that is undescribable. And we'll give the...
It's not a crime. That's that's the horrible part.
We'll give the example of this country that we live in, where in non-private companies, they made the law where the CEO cannot make more than 30 times the lowest salary in his company. And all these executives went ballistic about how it will destroy the banks here or whatever. Yeah, and it didn't. And the banks are fine. What? Everything is fine.
What? But bro, Bobby Kotick can't buy his third fucking super yak without that bonus.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
They were whining and look, it makes perfect sense. Why would the executive make so much and the people that help do everything in his company should make so little? What, they have no responsibility for how the company's success is doing?
It's ridiculous. But I will say, listen, I understand why the CEOs or people like Bobby Kotick make the most money. They should make
the most, but
they should make the most money, okay? Listen, let me talk.
Agreed, it's a pyramid, agreed.
Yes, he made, if you want to talk about how much money he made for the company, he also made billions of dollars.
What do you mean he made it for the company? Was it him alone?
No,
there was no developers, no QA, no one to clean his office?
Listen, but this is how it is. The guy in the top of the spear will always take most of the credit. This is how it is in everything in the world. However, the amount of money he makes and the absolute...
I'm talking about the delta.
Obscene, yes, exactly. The obscene delta between him and the working force is so ridiculous.
That's what I mean.
It's just beyond ridiculous.
Yes.
And there's no cap to it. It just keeps going up. It keeps getting worse. And this is how you get to a situation where used to be one of the best gaming company, Bungie. It used to be a fantastic company.
Yeah.
Turned into a fucking live service shit mauler that lays off their fucking composer who made the most iconic song ever in gaming industry. What the fuck? I don't know, man. I'm just frustrated with the state of... And this has been an amazing year for gaming. You had some absolutely amazing games come out this year. Triple A games and Double A games. Baldur's Gate. I'm not going to talk about Starfield. I think that's a failure. Baldur's Gate 3. The Cyberpunk expansion.
Like it or not, Starfield is successful.
Yeah, okay. You know what?
Like it or not, it's successful.
It is. Starfield. What else? Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter,
Alan Wake,
2,
CS2,
CS2, many. I'm not even.
Diablo 4.
Listen, it was also successful. Hey, you wanna talk about success? It was more successful than Starfield, bro. It made more money than Starfield in the raw fucking sales.
Exactly. That steaming pile of shit made more money than...
It is. So there were a lot of good games that came out this year as well, like Hogwarts Legacy, a bunch of games, man. What I'm trying to say is that the gaming industry is doing amazingly well. It's the most financially successful industry in the whole entertainment industry. It's better than music.
And the worst to work at.
Exactly. It's they make the lowest wages. They have the worst fucking conditions out of the high-tech technology sphere or industry. But they make the most money. They make more money than movies and streaming and TV. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, all the analysts say that esports and gaming is exploding.
It's mostly mobile gaming. Okay, mobile gaming is
doesn't matter. It's a part of it.
Yes, of course, it's a huge part of it, though. So what I'm trying to say is, the industry is making more money, but somehow people are getting worse conditions and getting fired, and prices keeps increasing.
This is a US problem, and they need to fucking unionize.
But
and the legal system there needs to first stop.
Doesn't it happen also?
They need to stop with the fucking. Because it's not a free market in the other places.
CD Projekt also let off a bunch of people. Didn't it unionize? Didn't CD Projekt had the workers unionize because they started letting off too many people? CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, because there it's easier to unionize, I guess.
So it's Poland, it's Europe, and also Unity.
No, whoa.
Not Unity, sorry, Ubisoft.
Wait, stop. You said Poland and Europe. Poland, while in the EU, have had sanctions against them because they had... their legal system went very, very not in the view of the Western progressive European Union.
What are you talking about right now? I don't know what you're talking about.
The government in Poland used to be, they kind of lost the election now, used to be very right-wing.
Okay.
And this is very similar to what was happening in Israel now when they wanted to change the legal system. They changed they took a lot of the power of the courts.
Okay.
And this was and the European Union was not liking this. They were sanctioning Poland.
Right.
So, the not human rights, let's not exaggerate, but let's say worker rights and whatever, I wouldn't say I'm not sure they're very well protected in Poland right now.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
I'm not sure. I said I wouldn't count on it.
Well, we can ask our Polish friend, Nate.
Sure.
Maybe we should ask him about that. Anyways, so not to get too political on this subject, but a lot of companies are letting off their workforce around the world, and especially in the US, which most of the companies are located anyways, the big ones anyways. And it's a really shame to see it because we're talking about big names. A lot of people who made the biggest games that made those companies what they are today are just let off.
This is what I'm trying to say.
It's very heartbreaking.
Specifically because they have the vision of the free market. In the name of the free market, they let corporations do whatever the fuck they want.
Yes, and this is, Cyberpunk, the realistic, the world you see in Cyberpunk 2077, we're heading that way.
Yeah.
We are actually heading that way.
Yeah.
Which is based on the whole books and the whole universe that the guy who created Cyberpunk, the whole lore, he saw like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, he made this whole thing. He already then saw what way he thinks the future is. It's a very bleak future. And I think, unfortunately, we're heading that way very fast.
When you have people in the world like Jeff Bezos, where you are closer to being a millionaire than he is, it means everything.
It's crazy, man.
You are closer to being a millionaire than Jeff Bezos is.
What do you mean by that?
It means that you are closer to the millions than he is. He is so far into the billions that you are closer to being a millionaire than he is.
It took a few seconds to understand what you mean by that, but now I understand. Oh,
your distance from millions, from having 1 million to 999 million, is shorter than his distance from these numbers.
I'm pretty sure he could outright buy our country if he had the ability. If it was legal.
A country. A country.
I mean, our country is small enough. We could just buy it.
Yeah, outright. But our country is rich. We have high tech and whatever.
That's true.
Our economy is strong.
Yeah.
he can buy a country. Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, he could just buy...
Come on, you had corporations, bring governments to their knees in the past.
Yeah, and it's only getting worse because of unchecked capitalism. How long before you start seeing huge corporations like Amazon, Apple, whatever, Netflix, I don't care.
When they start being allowed to hold their own, militia.
That's what I started to say. Well, how long before they have their own security forces, which operate exactly like a military unit? They're all like ex-special forces guys because they get paid like a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
and they get the best. It will happen, bro. It's only a matter of time. It will happen. We are heading there, unless something will I don't know, something. The whole COVID, I don't know how we got to this subject, but the whole COVID issue kind of accelerated. It was like a catalyst to everything that's going on. It like accelerated everything by like 10 years, I feel like. It's ridiculous because you saw a lot of, I don't want to get political again, but we're going to talk about it and then end the fucking podcast before it heats up. But you saw a bunch of countries in the world show the real face once COVID, the whole COVID restriction went into effect. Some countries became very authoritarian in their approach to it. I'm talking about extremely liberal countries like fucking Canada. Canada went crazy during COVID. Australia went batshit crazy during COVID. They basically became a real prison island, like they used to be back when then.
Yeah.
Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that, society right now, I think the gaming industry in a way is a reflection of society right now, and it's not heading in a good way. I don't want to finish this podcast in such a bleak note, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and add into that kettle AI.
Oh my God.
And wars.
Yeah, we're closer now to global
climate
war.
Change.
Yeah, we are closer now to a world war than we've ever been. I feel like it's like, man, it's crazy. But hey, man, you know what? Even if there breaks out a world war, we're still gonna fucking record the next episode. We're still gonna keep this show going, bro, because the show must go on no matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what, brother. This has been Meta Munch Hour November edition. My name is Inconsistency.
I'm Werewolf.
And see you around next episode. Bitches.
See ya.
Why did I call them bitches? That's not nice. That was not nice by me.